great and powerful blue oyster, I summon you. You will spoil my brethren! Please, no! No! No!
I'd like to start this video off by just saying thank you to the Workshop of Death guys. My shirt just came in today. I'll leave a link down in the bottom to their channel. They do a lot of forging stuff. Really cool, really cool. You know, tight budget forging kind of stuff, and you know, I dig that. You know. But today, what we're going to do is inoculate these logs so that we can have shiitakes come sometime around fall, hopefully, or at least a lot more than we did this year. These are the logs I chose. This was actually 2 different trees. They fell. Let's see if I can show it to you. You don't need to see that anyway. These logs were taken from the local old grain mill, defunct at this point. A couple of trees probably fell, I don't know, a year or so ago maybe, but they're still pretty solid. I mean, I had to chop off a couple of pieces. As you can tell, this looks like it was probably some ants doing some work. So the end of this is gone. It's not going to be used because it's well, it was too rotted. I mean, I'm even, you know, a little concerned about this, but it seems pretty solid except for the outside. So I took the hatchet and got rid of as much of that as I could. And I mean, the end is solid, so you know, we should be good. But yeah, I'm gonna drill some holes in this, and we'll get to that. So yeah, I'll see you inside for that. So here we are inside. I'm gonna go over what they said to do and exactly what I'm gonna do, basically. They say to use hardwoods, oak, you know, poplar, elm, stuff like that. I have no idea what these woods are. I couldn't tell you. I know they're not pines or stuff like that because they were supposed to be really bad. It also says to make sure that they've been cut for, you know, over like 2 to 3 weeks, because, you know, trees have antifungal capabilities, and pines and such are supposed to have even worse antifungal capabilities. These trees have been down for a while, so that's good. You know, 3 to 6 foot length they suggest. I don't know what this is, but it's pretty, you know, it's probably 4 or 5 foot. Probably 5 foot. You want to make sure you drill your holes to roughly the size of your dowel rods, because I'm using these. They're dowel rods that have they have mycelium in them, and you know, you just pop it in the hole, nick it in with the hammer, and then they suggest to cover it with some kind of I can't find it on here right now. They suggest to cover it with some kind of wax. Apparently they can just drip it on there. I'm just using a candle. That's what I used last year. It seemed to work well. It's to protect the, you know, where the mycelium is starting. But yeah, I don't know if they mean to drip candle wax on it, because I don't trust that. You know, hot candle wax, I think that'd be bad. So I'm just covering it over like I did last year, which I'll show you right now.
Oh, wow, bad camera. You know, pretty simple. Probably should use a bigger drill bit, but it works well, so. Then I'm just gonna go over it like that. And that should work. I'm going to do up the rest of the logs, and then I'll show you where I'm setting them. And, I mean, it's that easy a process. They say to use 30 to 50 per log. This one, I counted out, has like 24. It'll be fine. It might be a little slow. Hopefully that doesn't impact, but that seems to be just on the top edge, so I don't think that's going to actually cause any issue. You want to make sure that the less mold and other things you have competing, the better. But 24, that should do fine, I think. You know, it if all else fails, they won't come up this year. But you know, we've got like 9 months or so to fall, so they've got plenty of time to try to take over this log as much as they can and start sprouting. So I'm gonna get the other ones done, and we'll be back. So this is where they'll sit. I've got one more log to add to the list, but we'll get to why there's one log missing in just a second. Some of these only have, or there's a couple, one or two of these that only have like 8 or so in them. They might come up this year. And some of the ones at the bottom don't even have any in them. But the hope is they'll just keep spreading and spreading. Just to show you, this right here, these 4, plus one more that was really, I shouldn't even put any, was what I worked with last year. And you can see stuff like this. You know, that's where a mushroom popped out. Yeah. I mean, heck, there's even a stem right here. That's probably one that went bad. You know, just different spots. They don't actually come out from the dowels. I don't know why. I mean, that's not a dowel right there, I'm pretty sure. I guess there's a dowel right here, right next to where this one came out, but that's not a dowel placement. I mean, the dowels are right here and here, so that's clearly not. But these 2 did sprout mushrooms. These 2 didn't. They could be too small. Maybe they just dried out. Now, a little PSA. If you buy your mushrooms offline, make sure you check to make sure they're the actual right mushrooms that you wanted to buy. Anyone who, I'm not sure I mentioned it, but I was supposed to be planting shiitake mushrooms. That doesn't say shiitake. Luckily those are, you know, edible mushrooms, but yeah. I just went inside and sent in a request to figure out what in the world we're gonna do, being all but like 6 of these dowels have actually been planted in the logs already. But yeah, so that's fun. That's real fun. So I guess I'm growing blue oysters instead of shiitakes. Gotta love that. Yeah. But you know, at least it should be a lot of them. And I guess I might as well try eating, or, you know, try growing a different mushroom this year as well. Not my plans. But, yeah, so, come fall, we'll, see what we get. I realized I was so irritated with getting the wrong mushrooms that I forgot to describe what we're dealing with here. Like, how this area is so good for this. One, this area gets a lot of water. So much so that I'm actually probably going to take off about an inch of dirt through here, through this area, so that the water flows better. In the winter, I mean, it is winter, but right now it's kind of warm. This, like, literally freezes bad. You know, water freezes. And so I want that water to run a little bit more, because, I mean, there's moss there. You know, there's moss all through here. You know, here. That's why I threw a bunch of leaves down, and I've got some boards here. They're pretty junk boards. They're not really worth much. And I've got the boards also extended up a little bit, so they're not sitting on the ground itself. But it's a really nice wet area, and there's trees right here, so there shouldn't be a whole lot of extra, you know, whole bunch of light in this area. There's a little bit because they're cut back, but definitely not the majority of light, and no gutter. So the rain will fall right here, but that's where we'll leave it. I'm gonna go edit this. Great and powerful oyster, come to me. No, I refuse.